Hello, everybody, and welcome to the new series that I was teasing during the channel update videos, Super Auto Pets. But what is Super Auto Pets? You probably never heard of it before because it just came out a couple of days ago in beta. And it's a auto battler in a similar vein to Teamfight Tactics or other auto battlers out there where you have a planning phase where you make all decisions of your units and then they fight and then you don't have any control of them. And this game is trying to kind of hit the niche of, hey, let's create an auto battler, a little bit more casual, a little bit more chill, because TFT, you get like 45 seconds around, you gotta make a lot of fast decisions, This is very much you can play the game, do 2 rounds. This also makes more sense when we actually get into, you can do 2 rounds, you can leave, you come back, do like 3 rounds later, and there's no actual time limits. And Super Auto Pets is actually free to download on Steam right now, so if you like what you see, go download it and start just playing easily enough. It's a super small file, super easy. So I have played a couple of games of this just to get a feel for it, to understand what I was doing before diving in and recording this. But let's jump right into it with the arena modes. I think the versus mode is made for when you're playing, like, setting up private lobbies and everything, but so we'll just play the normal. So how the game works. So you start off each round with 10 gold, and each thing to buy here costs 3 gold. So you have an ant here, faint, so when it dies, you give a random friend, which the friends are the various animals. I should say you would like place the ant first, for instance, and then when he would smash into his opponent, which you'll see when we actually end the turn, and then he would give another friendly animal +2/+1. Then you have the horse. Give if whenever a friend is summoned, give it +1 attack from the end of the battle. Can be very very strong, especially if you can get 2 horses or get a level 2 horse. You get if what ends up happening, let's say, because let's go through them, and then I'll explain more mechanics. So you have the mosquito, who simply is a 2/2, does 1 damage to a random enemy at the start of the battle. Simple enough. It's like the horse is probably the strongest of this, so we're gonna pay 3 gold, go down to 7 gold. And I will admit that the game has been having a little bit of server problems recently. It just came out. I don't think the devs were expecting it to be as popular as it is. So there's a little bit of server freeze. So hopefully that will get mitigated in the next 3 days. And like I mentioned, as you can see, I have infinite time in order to make all my decisions. There's no timer. I don't actually. I think. Oh, this is saying what round it is. But on round one, you can go up to 10 wins, and you're trying to get up to 10 wins before you get 4 losses. So yeah. So Horse is really, really strong with death rattles, that when like a friend dies, they spawn another friend, because then you'll buff the friend that comes out. So also really good with the honey, but that costs 3, and we're not gonna get another friend. So we have 7 gold. So I think the best situation, because I don't think, from my experience playing the game, that the ant or the mosquito are too good, and we really want to get something to go with the horse. So we're gonna roll, and then hopefully we got a cricket. See, this is the kind of stuff we want to see. Cricket, when it dies, summons a 1/1 cricket. So it'll die, and then the 1/1 cricket will up to a 2/1, and we got a horse. Another horse, which is really nice. And we got a fish. It's like actually an incredible start. So I actually think we're gonna buy just the fish for stats, buy the cricket, and then what you can do, as you can see, our horse, even when it's summoning it in this phase, because it said whenever it's summoned, not even just during the battle, gives these guys +1 attack for the rest of the turn. And yes, so we can actually freeze this horse, because if you don't freeze it, it'll be re-rolled at the start of the next round. But we're going to freeze it so we can keep it, because we really want to get double horse, get level 2 horse. Very, very strong. Yes, if when you get 3 of a given like animals. So if I bought this horse and just dragged him on top of my pre-existing horse, he would little bar under level 1 would. I don't know why I pointed at the screen like you guys can see that, but the bar under where it says level 1 would fill up to half. And then if we did that again with another horse, he would go up to level 2, which gives him more stats, improves his abilities, and it gives you a an animal in your shop of the higher tier than you are currently. As you can see, we're currently tier 1. You start with the game tier 1, you gain tiers throughout the game at certain turn intervals. I don't know that off the top of my head, but we'll just see it progress as the game goes on. And so you'll get a animal in the shop from a tier above where you currently are, which can be very, very strong because obviously the higher tier animals are just naturally stronger, have better stats, and have better abilities. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it, and you'll see the auto battle nature of this because I made all the decisions for my squad. It doesn't matter if your horse is here or here because it's just they attack down the line from right to left, so it's going to be fish attacks, grasshopper attacks, horse attacks, regardless of where I put the horse. So we're gonna end turn, and now it's gonna start search. Oh, I forgot. We get to name ourselves, right? So yes, it gives you an adjective and a noun. So we will be. Let's see. The leaking geysers. I think it's pretty fitting. The added and noun. You can get some pretty funny results out of this. Yep. So now it's going to look for an opponent. So it's going to look for an opponent who similarly has not, has 0 wins, 0 losses. Nope. This person went for a honeypot cricket. You know, at the start of the game, you really want to try to maximize the amount of units you can have, but it actually worked out for him. Oh, no, it didn't, because I forgot we have the cricket. Yeah, at the start of the game, you really want to try to maximize the number of units you have on the board. And for the most part, I don't actually know what his shop was, so it could have been the best decision for him. But yeah, you're trying to want to maximize the number of stuff you have on the board because you get up to 5 units. It's going to be naturally stronger than any less. So yeah, so we're gonna buy the horse, but I'm not actually gonna attach the horse right now, just because now we get if I would attach the horse, it would become a 2/2 because when you attach, it gives +1/+1. But I wouldn't have this another horse to give another buff to. So, and you can combine your units even here. As you can see, it has a little double arrow here telling me that I can combine those units. So yeah, but so I think it's just stronger unless we roll. I think like I said last time, not a huge fan of these 2 units. So I'm gonna try to roll, find some better units. Not a huge fan of this either. Beaver's pretty useful. So what I think we're gonna do, because Pig is not very strong, because he just sells for an extra gold. Literally, it's just like this random filler unit that you buy if you have nothing else. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab a beaver, just so we can get up to 5 units, and then attach a honey to our grasshopper. That also costs 3 gold. Put them in the back so that these 2 guys will go in and fight, and then our grasshopper will have more than enough room in order to spawn him. Doesn't actually really matter. Put him here or here. Actually, there's probably slight strategic differences because you're like, what things am I likely to face first? Are they likely to require the big burst from the beaver, or are they going to be able to clean up with what are going to be 3-1, a 3-1 bee and a 3-1 cricket? Thanks for a horse back here. I think I'm actually going to go like this, just because I think this will help clean up units maybe a little bit better. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's hard to say given that it's going to be unknown of what my opponent has. So yep, so we're gonna face a person with 1 win, 0 losses then. So we have the disgruntled pencils. He has a flamingo, which we haven't seen yet, but he gives buffs to the people behind him. He gives +1/+1 to the people behind him, I believe. It looks like we're gonna win this just barely. But thanks to the horse buff from summoning him earlier that round, we actually had enough attack to take out the duck. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. So yep, we're in round 3, so we get tier 2s unlocked. This guy, these are only temporary buffs. So it says no, actually no, this is a permanent buff. You can give it to a guy. There's some I was thinking of there's like the cupcake which gives +3/+3 for only 1 round. But no, this would give permanently an an animal +5 attack, which could be useful. Maybe not the most right now because everything is pretty low health in the early game, but potentially. So we got a pig, which I already explained. The crab, basically, if you have a big dude, the crab can come in and suck up his HP and also become a big dude of himself. And then the hedgehog, he faints and deals 2 damage to everything, which would be particularly great with our board considering everything but the fish would die. So I think we're just gonna... I could grab honeybee, but I think we're just gonna roll because we want to find like... Ooh, we found beavers. So yeah, we will grab the double beaver. Like I said, so we're gonna combine these beavers. That'll give us a level 2 beaver, which gives us a snail. Not the ideal tier 3 unit that I was looking for. Because right now we're pretty strong. But I think what I might do is combine our horses and buy the snail. So just so that we make sure that we have enough money. We're using our money efficiently. Because in this game, you should always have 0 gold at the end of the turn. Because your excess gold should be used for re-rolling. Let's say I would have had 2 gold and I wasn't able to buy a new unit and I didn't want to sell any of my pre-existing units. I should roll to see if I could get like another horse because that would be really useful. Like another cricket so I could then freeze it for the next turn. So make sure, pro tip number 1 for this game isn't too difficult, especially in the early game. It does actually ramp up a decent bit in complexity. It's just a lot more strategy late game, but in the early game, you know, pretty simple. But yeah, always end your turn with 0 gold. So let's end our turn. Let's see what kind of opponent. Let's see if we can make use of the snail's ability and buff all our dudes, or if we're too strong. This guy looks really strong, so I think we actually probably will make use of our snail buff. And then yeah, in future episodes, this current episode's gonna be a bit of like a tutorial for the game because it's my first time playing it. In future episodes, we'll be able to talk more just casually and banter while playing the game. And yes, sad, we lost one of our, but we got the almighty. Wait, wait. Oh, I didn't realize. I thought it was at the. I see. I misunderstood the snail. I thought it meant it was like an end of turn effect. That it's only when you buy it if you fall off the last round. Yeah. Okay, I see. The dog is actually really strong. He can definitely be a carry unit. So some of the games where I've gone to high winds, actually the last game I went to high winds, I had a dog and he was like a 30-30 by the end of the game. Just because when you buy stuff in the shop and summon it, it'll be a permanent buff. When it's in battle, it's a temporary buff, but still he ended up just getting a lot of stats. So let's get rid of the snail because he literally do nothing for us. We definitely Peacock is also a solid unit. When it gets hurt, it gains 2 attacks, so when it takes damage, it doesn't kill it to attack. We're definitely buying a dog. Like there's no question there. Just a matter. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna sell the fish, get the peacock. And buy the peacock, and then probably honey the peacock, honestly. Just because we get more units to summon in order to buff our dog. And then we'll roll once, and if we get something, hopefully we get a good unit that I can sell the beaver. Oh, we got another cricket. Yeah, so what I probably do is I will sell the beaver because the beaver gives health. So hopefully we buff our like dog and peacock would be the best result of this. Peacock buff, okay. I should need that, and I'll just buy another cricket for now. So there we go. Here's our squad for this. I didn't mean to do that. Whoops. Well, now we have a 3-5 cricket. I meant this happens. I've actually done this before without thinking. I mean to like maneuver this cricket for this cricket. I just switch the positions, but because putting one cricket, usually you just put the animal on top of the other animal to switch it. But because when it's the same unit, it ends up combining them. Whoopsie! It's not the biggest deal. We do have a 3-5 cricket now, which is pretty strong. We have little Santa hands. Wow, look at you. Yes, when you... He killed my horse. What a jerk. But yeah, when you play games, you'll end up getting points depending on how many wins you get, and you can then use those points to buy hats. I think there's also certain hats that you can pay real money for, but I haven't looked too deep into that. There's also, I know, for this game, that there's an expansion pack that you can get. Woo! Oh, my so he had a unit called a rat, which spawned a 1/1 like rat for us, and then it ended up attacking my dog. That was pretty not chill. All right. Oh, we got another dog. It's a good one. So, yeah, this is the cupcake that I was talking about before. I don't actually get the sleeping pill. It says make a friendly unit faint. I don't know why you would want a friendly unit to faint. So Spider's also very strong. So I think we will combine our dogs. Ooh. Oh yeah, we wanted to summon the dog first so that we can give him buffs, and now we combine the dogs. Now, see, that's a little bit faint. Summoned tier 3 animals at 2/2. That's pretty good unit. Goes with our summon build pretty well. Now we're gonna roll. Hopefully getting a horse. Another horse would be big. Oh. Turtle is pretty strong. Melon armor. You know, when he dies, he gives his friendly, guy melon armor behind him. Takes 20 less damage. Melon armor is also a tier 6 food that you can buy later, but I don't know. I don't think I want to do anything. I just want to keep this squad. So I could buy a honey. It's a matter of, I could buy a honey, but I'm probably going to, it was more useful to roll down. I think it might be in this situation that instead of putting the honey on the spider, just roll with my remaining gold to try to see if I can get any pairs or level up some of my units. So hopefully this works out. Oh, yep, that's what we want to see. We'll definitely freeze the dog. Freeze the peacock. The tier 3 kangaroo. The guy in front of him attacks. Gets +2/+2. That's actually he's a pretty good unit. With like a peacock, because you can make like a really big peacock. But he doesn't really go with our team. So for now, I think we're just going to keep rolling. Nothing there. And Pufferfish, when he gets hurt, he does 2 damage to people, which is actually pretty good in itself. But not good enough with our team comp. So we're just going to end the turn. I'm glad we're going to have a level 2 dog next turn. It's very solid. I don't know if I mentioned, but the dog gains stats whenever a person is a friendly friend is summoned. So right now he gives +1 attack or +1 health, and when he's leveled up, he'll get +2 attack or +2 health. So just double bones. Very nice. This guy has a very big rooster. That's a little bit scary. That's a tier 4, so he must have gotten that through getting a level 2 guy. One of the level 2 guys that already died. So, boop. We'll kill that. Our dog should be able to clean this fight up more than enough, though, because the giraffe that we just spawned from the spider will take care of the chick, and the dog will just clean house with the rest of it. Yeah, so horse is definitely one of the strongest early game builds, and you can actually transition pretty nicely because there's a tier 5 unit, turkey I believe, that's just a better version of the horse that gives like +3/+3 instead of +1/+1. Ooh, there we go. We got, so we'll buy dog, see what Tripoli gave us, a penguin. Penguin gives +1/+1 to any people who are level 2. It's not great given our situation, because we only have the 1 level 2. So I think we'll just level up our peacock, level up our spider, and I guess just roll. Nothing here that we want. So we'll just keep on keeping on. See how everything goes. The peacock having more than 1 attack is definitely a bonus now. Even though, it's only 2 attack, but still. Him having 2 attack, look at this. He's gonna mean oh, never mind, that guy has the Mondo attack. I thought, because he would have done 6 damage in total to the cricket, which had 6 health with the 2 attacks, so it would have made a difference. Fortunately, he's gonna have a very, very big kangaroo now. Thanks to that, how many times that attacked. So, we are probably gonna lose. We are definitely gonna lose here. We got a whale. Whale doesn't really do much by itself. It's actually a really good unit, but yeah, because kangaroo's gonna take out our. Oh, this is a rough run. Not doing too good on our first run here. People, we really need that like level 2 horse and other stuff. It's unfortunate haven't been that. So hopefully we can turn this around. He's another dog. We got it. We have to buy that. I think we're gonna give +2/+2 though, which is the pair here to our peacock. He's just he's a lot bigger and is able to do more. Buy the dog. Roll. Because none of these are very good. And then we got another cricket. Oh, that will give us a level 2 cricket. There we go. That's very nice. Which gave us a parrot. Copy the level 1 ability from animal ahead of you. The dolphin's also really good. I don't know if this is. We do have 2 level 2s now, so you're giving +2/+2 a turn. Not great. The dolphin's pretty good though. Also, this is pretty good. If you garlic armor makes the animal take 2 less damage, as it says there. I don't know if this is very. You're very good. You're all. Parrot is really for like a lot of late game synergies, so I think I'm just gonna freeze the dolphin because the dolphin is pretty solid. And we'll end the turn, and we hope we won't die in this upcoming fight. We are not very strong in melee, so it would not surprise me if we die, but let's hope we can make it. He has a level 5 shark in the back there. Oh my, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm dead. The shark, whenever a friend dies, he ends up getting just attack and health, and I'm pretty sure that's gonna be that guy is gonna become too big for us with the dog and the shark. So this is gonna be a bit of an unfortunate first run. Dude, yeah, there's no way I can see that we're gonna make it through this. Like that shark is just so big. Boop, and then the whale dies and he spits out whatever he ate. And he ate the freaking sheep, and the sheep summons more 2/2s. Oh yeah, woo! So done. Unfortunately, we didn't get any sheeps of our own because the sheeps would have been really good for this build. The dogs smack into each other. I kill the dog, but then the shark stands triumphant as a 22-13 and never even had to fight. 3 and 4, not a very good run, but these are the points that I was talking about that you get from winning. And now you can go in, buy customized, you can buy hats. So I'm pretty sure this one costs money, like $3 or something, not something ridiculous, but you can buy different hats for different number of points. Top is the golden poop. And then you can buy background with points or backgrounds with money. And then, yeah, here's the expansion pack I was talking about that has different animals in it. But we're just going to stick with standard right here. Run it back now that you hopefully have a better grasp on, the mechanics and how this works. Won't have to explain. We'll just go ahead. So again, probably buy the horse because even though our horse build didn't turn out too well last time, it can be strong. Source, bro, just trust me. So again, these aren't too great, so I think we're gonna roll. Okay, again, fish is pretty good, and could not connect to server. Oh, there we go. And beaver. And we will end our turn and go ahead. What are we gonna be? The fuss pot? We'll be the lazy doggies. I think I find the name generation obviously it makes sense of why they can't let you name yourself whatever you want, but I feel like it just adds a little bit of cute little character to all these cute little guys you're working with already. Yeah, fish. Unfortunately, last game we didn't get more fish because the fish level up ability. His abilities when he levels up, he gives all your dudes +1/+1, which is really strong early game. Like +5/+5. Oh, they actually So I don't think we want to combine it this time. Oh. So buy cricket. Cricket's good. We'll play the fish so it gets the buff from the horse. And then we will level the fish up. And by combining these, gives us a dodo bird. Dodo bird isn't too strong by itself. Actually, it could, because the idea is you want to buff the dodo bird and then give like another unit. But I think we're just roll because we. Oop, yep. Okay, that's why. I want to see if we can get another horse. Hopefully, we can get a level 2 horse this game. Can actually show now. This is a freaking strong level 2 board. Like, holy crap! I don't foresee anybody getting in our way right now. Even though, oh, this guy is pretty strong too. He's a 5-3, but then with 2 horses. Dang, with this guy, I was badly mistaken, and unfortunately, he has his horses in the right order. That if his horses were in the other order, we would have won. But wow, dang, unlucky. Like I said, yeah, cupcakes, don't waste your money like buying these temporary buffs early game because you want to just focus on upgrading your squad. So let's get the horse, the crab. I think he copies the HP of the guy in front of him. We do have a 5 health, and we could sell this beaver to potentially give more health. But I think we're just gonna roll. Oh, there's another crab. I could buy a crab, but we have to sell the beaver. Okay, we're gonna sell the beaver. Give some HP. Buy the crab. Roll. And then buy probably a peacock. Peacock is pretty good. So we'll do that. We will combine the horses. And then buy the peacock. There we go. And then you can cancel this. I think this is, have you in the front. I think this is a decent order. We could take the spider. Well, I think I will freeze the spider because the spider's a pretty good unit. But I actually don't know what I'll do with the spider, considering I don't know what I would do, who I would actually sell in the squad. So actually, because of that, I think I will just keep on keeping on. I got a pretty strong squad. I'm gonna say this time I'd be surprised if we lost, rather than I don't think we can lose. Oh, I messed up the order with my, I meant to have the, whoops, the crab behind the fish to give him extra attack. I think we should be able to win this though, still, nonetheless, yeah, and even our peacock gets buffed, and it's a 2-2 that the spider solved. Oh, but it's gonna be a draw because he freaking summoned a badger, the lucky Mr. Desolate President. Okay. Dude, this is the rat that screwed us over before. Despite that, I don't think it's very good. But you know what? I could. Let's reorder this. Could give you +5 attack just because you have so much health and you have so little attack right now. You know, I think we will do it. Something bad happened. Oh, did not go through. Okay. And I don't really want any of these dudes, so I think we're just gonna roll. So hopefully we can get some more duplicates. We got a cricket. Nice. And then I think we're gonna buy an apple because I could roll. I think we're just gonna give you, but now he has +5 attack. But I think we're gonna probably keep the peacock for a long time. So yeah, let's just buff you. And now go ahead. Next guy out is probably gonna be the crab. The next guy we sell, to be honest. Something bad happened. Okay. So yeah, that's what's going on strategy wise. Why don't I talk about something a little bit more relaxed though? Like where am I at life? Because like I said, this will be the first episode I'm posting that I'm now no longer in Wisconsin. Oh, that meltdown though, big rip. Yeah, I'm gonna lose this one too. Jeez, sheesh. Why is everyone so strong? Yeah, so I'm now officially being a big adult, you know, living in a big scary world. She took the midnight train going anywhere? I don't know. Well, we did get a duplicate crab. Kangaroo's pretty good. And a fish, we could sell them. Just because it is a level 2. But now we want to put you first so you can, okay, and then maybe sell fish, buy kangaroo, and roll. We could box, but then we wouldn't have. Look for duplicates. Nothing. Ooh, that's what we'd like to see. We're gonna get a level 2, so we could buff the kangaroo. I think we'll just buff you now. Skunk. Oh, skunk isn't very good. I think he can be better late game when things have more HP than right now. I'm explaining stuff rather than going on the story. But let's a roll. Then we didn't get anything, so I think we'll just end turn. But yeah, I'm officially a graduate student now. It's been a month already that I've been a graduate student. That feels weird because we started at the end of August, and now it is officially as of recording this. Wait, that was interesting. It like copied the HP, but it like didn't because it got hit. It didn't like copy the HP. That was interesting. But yeah, I've been a graduate student. It's an interesting experience. I'm overall, I'm definitely glad that I'm here in graduate school rather than like working a 9 to 5, because I don't remember if I mentioned this in videos previously, but like for in the summer during, I don't know, I wasn't able to do undergraduate research this summer because I believe my researcher's grant was like just didn't have money for me over the summer, so I ended up having to go back home. This is actually really good for you. We already have. I think these are really good. And now we might actually do this, but then put you here so you copy 6. That makes sense. And I worked a summer job, and so this was just after high school. This was probably my parents moved out of the house about 2 years after I moved to high school. So yes, this would have been my between my sophomore and junior years. And so I worked in a factory where my parents' original home was my childhood home. I got a roll. I'm not used to talking, Anthony. Oh, we don't have a. I think I'll just buff. Yeah, we'll buff my boys. Now that our auto, I can actually think about talking again. So, but yeah, so I was still living in my childhood home, but my parents were preparing to leave because they wanted my mom wanted to move back to her like childhood home after I graduated, but they didn't want to move before I graduated because they just wanted to give me a chance to finish high school off where I was, which I definitely appreciated. But so yeah, the situation is we're preparing to move, living in the childhood home, and then I get a factory job. And the factory job, oh, that was grueling work. It was 12-hour shifts. So I was working. I should give a little context before I tell the story. I was working in a cheese wrapping factory. So what basically the company did is it would produce the cheese wrapping for like Sargento and the other cheese brands, and then it would ship them off to them so that they could actually wrap their cheese. So there was no actual cheese wrapping going. We were just producing cheese wrapping. Give me a second. I just need to think about. I don't think we don't really want any of this. I would like to get rid of the crab, but chipmunk, yeah, he fills the thing with food, so you'll have a bunch of food. Ooh, now we did get a level. Ooh, we got a turkey. That's really good. Turkey is like top tier, so we can sell our horse by turkey. So whenever you summon a friend, you can plus three, which is like really strong. So we're gonna hopefully the dolphin's also pretty good. Now that we have the level 2 crab, though, it's probably not worth very much. So I think we're just gonna sell you buy a dolphin because I think dolphins are pretty strong. Honestly, this goes well with turkey. I think I'm gonna sell kangaroo and buy a second dolphin just because the stats are just too much. You know, now that we got Mr. Turkey, Tom Turkey, so hopefully this one should go a little bit. But yeah, so fact, like I was saying, the factory didn't do any cheese wrapping. We're expiring cheese. So the step before us is that it was called extrusion, and they would put all of the layers of the cheese wrapping on. So, but then when they did that, it would come off in these giant rolls, like absolutely ginormous rolls. And our job was to take those giant rolls and actually prepare them onto tinier rolls so that they could then ship them off to the company. And it's like I get why they were doing it, the big rolls just because it was effective for the extrusion process. It was most efficient for the extrusion process of doing the huge numbers. But yeah, so my entire job. Ooh, just 1 second. Canned food is honestly like one of the best items in the game. It gives everything in the shop plus two permanently, which is really strong. But I don't see anything else that's too great. We're looking for some maybe higher tier units. Ooh, we could try go worm. That's interesting. Worm, whenever it eats food, it gets plus one, which could be pretty strong. The only thing is, do I get rid of the peacock? Because I don't really want to get rid of any of this. And the other thing is, if I try to get the salad bowl, there's only, what would be the percentage? It would be a 1 in 5 and then a 1 in 4 of giving him. So that's not, he wouldn't be buffed much this turn. But like the blowfish, though, is already a 5/7. So he'd be, yeah. I feel like we do need to get rid of this peacock, even though we did invest some garlic armor in him, just because we need to buy more units, and I want to Oh, but I could have combined my dolphins. I didn't even think about that. Oh. So I think we're gonna buy the worm though, and just roll. We have a bigger peacock now. It's a matter of this is the peacock. It'll be a 6/10. But it can't grow in stats any more than that. So I think though I might just combine my dolphins and then just buy the peacock and rearrange them. Yeah, so you would get the giant roll. You would help the operator. So I was the operator assistant. You would help the operator put the giant roll on the rewinder machine, and then the machine would run, and then it would put the big roll onto smaller rolls. So you'd have to put cardboard tubes on the rewinder machine so that the big roll had something to actually like wind onto. Jesus, that's a big freaking swan. It had something to wind onto, and then you would just you take those off when they got filled up with rolls, and then you would label them and put them on a pallet, and that was the entire job for 12 hours a day. Just literally attach, roll. Oh, okay. Sheep is top tier because of turkey. Sheep turkey strategy. Gosh, it's not. This game requires like a different interesting. It's like a different thought process than like. So I think we're gonna sell worm, buy sheep because he spawns a lot of units, which is gonna be good for us. We could give a guy splash attack. That means when he attacks, he does 5 damage behind it. That actually could probably be good on our peacock. But are we gonna keep peacock long term? Or do we want to put it on like dolphin? Because we're gonna be more likely to keep the dolphin, aren't we? Probably than the peacock. So let's give you splash attack, and then let's re-roll. Hopefully we can find a unit. Ooh, crocodile is really good. Also, is it better? I think it might be better. It's probably better than cricket. And then we will buff our boys. There we go. It's interesting. It's like I find it so much harder to talk during this game than I do during the Binding of Isaac because I don't know because this is like I don't even know how to describe it because it just this game obviously requires a different like thought process than the Binding of Isaac. Holy shoot, that is a big freaking dog. Oh, and he killed our turkey. What a rude freaking dude. And oh god. So deer is actually one of the most, I would say, one of the best things in the game. Are we gonna be able to? Because when he dies, he summons a 5/5 boss that does splash damage. So he does 5 damage behind. We're gonna lose again. We don't have enough stats because of our turkey dying. Oh, unfreaking fortunate. Well, you know, not the greatest start. It's so disappointing because I wasn't gonna say this, but in the games before this, I got 10 wins in a row. So I was hoping I'd have a little bit of a better performance for the video, but you know, this is how the game rolls. This is how it is. I ended up getting 10 wins using actually a similar strategy twice. It's used a deer, which is the guy that summons the bus, with a snake, which is a tier 6 unit that whenever the unit in front of it attacks, it does 5 damage, and then a tiger, which basically the unit in front of it doubles its effect. So the snake, instead of dealing 5 damage, it would do 5 damage twice. So for a total of 10 damage, and then I would just make a really big deer. And so the deer would be unkillable. It would attack a bajillion times, and then the deer and the snake would literally just kill everything. And that was the play. Oh, but yeah, what I was saying before, the whole crux of the story I was saying is I was glad to do a 9 to 5 because I ended up just doing that repetitive job of put the roll on, take the rolls off, label, put on pallet, over and over and over again for 12 hours at a time. And the thing was, so we ended up moving about 45 minutes away from the factory. So my days were more than 12 hours. So they were 13 and a half hours because of the drive there and back. And that's 45 minutes being generous, assuming it was like a good day. But yeah, so it was absolutely grueling. And I understand like a 9 to 5 necessarily isn't nearly as grueling as that, but it's just that same repetition that break. That's one thing that I want to escape from. It's just that repetition, the feeling that what I'm doing is I'm not like doing anything. It's just like brainless, just over and over and over again. So that's why I'm in graduate school rather than 9 to 5 and making that grad school living. Haha. Yeah, making more than enough to sustain me. It's not like they've done especially in chemistry, because you actually get paid to do research rather than, you know, other graduate schools like business where you literally have to get like a second job in order to sustain yourself while you're going to school. That would be hecka stressful. But yeah, I'm more than enough to be able to care for myself. And Orwell, the bunny, I just thought of him because I turned around and he just started staring at me. Yeah, so hopefully in future episodes, 1, we can do better, like in 3 and 4 and 4 and 4 and 2, it'll become easier for me to actually talk about stuff and think in this game. Because if not, it's going to be it's just going to be a little bit difficult. It's going to be a different series than Binding of Isaac where I'm able to just rant. I wonder, like, I get that they're different games, but like, what the reason is that I find it's pretty easy to just play Isaac and talk, but this game, that's like, so far at least, not very difficult. But admittedly, when I got better at it as I played Isaac more, as I mentioned, it's going to be the same case here. But yeah, thanks for sticking around and seeing my first episode of Pseudo Auto Pets. I hope to see you guys in the future. See ya.